We all set?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Don't panic.
Yes, so
Drink your waters and all that.
Get ready, because it's gonna be. I'm not gonna try to cap this. I'm gonna record this. Wait, I'm gonna record this.
We're gonna talk about VR.
3, 2, 1.
The fuck is that?
Oh my god, where did you find that? It's gonna be amazing. Oh my god, perfect. Fucking amazing.
That is awesome.
oh my god.
You were preparing for this
96.
podcast. Hey everybody, this is TMG Podcast. This is episode 73, and this is a podcast about everything video games. And guess who's with us again? Will?
Hey,
He's
I'm
back
back from the land of
Where?
Europe.
Europe, the land of Europe.
I'm back from Europe.
Yeah.
I'm months away. I missed you guys.
Miggy is with us,
Hola, ¿dónde está el baño?
and we have another special guest, the usual guest, Migs, or rather 2.0, Miggy, or not.
Yellow, but I'm not special anymore.
Not that special anymore, since it's your... Yeah, I know.
Frequently been guesting.
I don't know if you like us or you just want to talk about video games. I don't really quite know anymore, but you know, it's good to have you, Migs from Noobs and Cubes. And
Hello, guys.
this week is filled with stuff. I mean, with stuff. GDC just happened, and that's the Game Developers Conference, I think. That's what it's called, GDC 2015. PAX is currently ongoing. We're recording this on a Sunday, March 8th. I think PAX is going to end, like maybe tomorrow or something. A lot of big announcements, a lot of announcements that regards to VR, regards to crossplay, and a lot of game announcements as well. And new hardware. We got some release dates for a very special game coming out in September. We have a lot to talk about this week, and I literally don't know what to start. But for sure, let's start up with the impressions. Let's talk about video games right off the bat. Actually, no, let's not talk about video games right off the bat. Let's talk about an event first. Migs. Or, sorry, not Migs.
Event for video games.
Event for video games, yeah, not Migs. Sorry, Miggy. Because we attended...
on the local scene.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, how do I refer to each one? So Miggy and Migs. Alright.
Miggy is is the usual.
The original me.
Yeah, the original you. And Miggy...
1.0.
Yeah.
No, the other one is Color 2.
Yeah,
Or Ken.
He's second player.
And I'm Ryu.
And then Migs is
Gotcha.
the new one. Migs.
We need a third one to be Akuma.
We need the third
Oh
one to
my
be-
god.
I can
But
literally
the other
find two
Miguel.
people. I can literally find two candidates for the third Miggy. I'm sorry. I can ask I can literally find another Miggy. No, but yeah. Let's go straight to the local scene. Miggy was. I sadly wasn't able to attend. Even Will, but Miggy was able to cover for us. He joined, or he attended rather, the event from AsiaSoft, which is the PlayPark launch event. That happened in Ortigas, I think.
Yes.
And yeah, go ahead. What happened? What went down?
So, it's hard to explain because it's, Will mentioned in the chat that it sounds like the most corporate thing ever.
Oh.
And not to knock off any points on it, but like it really was the most corporate thing ever.
In what sense,
it took
though?
place at the venue palang is already big time because it took place at the Marco Polo Hotel in Ortigas,
Oh,
like
a hotel.
across Metro Walk.
Okay.
Right.
At
Let's
the
see.
VU apostrophe S. They called View Skybar on I think it was the 45th floor or something.
In the 45th floor? Wow.
Yeah, it was like super fancy. It had a verdana outside, and like I thought I was just gonna take videos of games, but it was kind of overwhelming. And then
were there actually games there? That's actually my question.
There was technically one game, and it wasn't any of the games that they revealed. But like in terms of chronological events of that day, the event scheduled 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So I got there at like 10:30. Nothing was happening. There were just people there. Nobody which I knew, because they were all like PR groups media groups from magazines, K-Zone. The guy from Back to Gaming was there, Boss Mac. Chad from Ray Marufas was there then.
Well, it seems like they were able to gather like a good amount of press.
It was. Parang what I heard was if you weren't part of a site or media, parang you can't really get in. You have to represent something.
Ooh, I feel legit all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Wow.
We got in the Marco Polo Hotel in the 45th floor.
Good thing I wore pants that day.
I told you to wear pants that day. Good thing I did, right?
Did not.
I did not. I did after. I'm sorry. Okay, that's true.
So we had lunch there. They had a good old expensive, really heavy spread. Then they had like on the side a dirty ice cream, ice scramble, and cotton candy machines. It was weird.
Okay.
And then the event finally started around 1 p.m. They had a program on stage.
Wait, so it started at 10, and then like what? 2 hours was just pretty much to mingle.
Yeah, mostly, and waiting for other people to come in. I guess because Pinoy time,
Okay.
when you schedule a time, it happens 1 hour after.
Yeah, even professionally and non-professionally, it's just that's just what happens. Even for me, like
Yeah, that's like they give leeway,
Yeah,
so I guess that's okay.
But
And-
it struck me as like being like that's what they wanted to focus on was the Pinoyness of it all, considering the amount of.
Oh yeah, man! When we get to the program bit, that's like kind of on the nose.
okay.
Like parang the dirty ice cream bit was okay, not like unnecessary, but sure, free ice cream doesn't hurt. Then the program actually starts. Syempre they go about like, oh, these are what Level Up has done before, and like here's what to look forward to in the future. Blah blah blah. They had some of the producers and was that the general manager speak. And then after that, they brought in 3 cosplayers and started revealing the games by. They had those, those tarpaulin stands.
Yeah.
They had those, and they covered them with like Japanese paper, but you could still see through it.
No, yeah.
So you could still see the
That's the one
picture.
thing I kind of commented when you released your montage video of the event. And I was like, I can actually see through that red cloth that they're trying to cover with. I mean, like.
It wasn't even completely covered. It was just like a section of covering the picture.
Yeah,
and the logo.
as much as I don't know the game, I can still see it or something, But anyway, okay.
Yeah, and they started revealing the games by announcing them one at a time,
Yeah.
showing a big old trailer for it, and then pulling off the Japanese paper off the tarpaulins. So we had Cabal 2.
Yeah, it's an MMORPG. Yeah.
Yeah, MMORPG.
Wait, about 2? That's pretty old school.
It's
Well,
been
Cabal
out
1
for
is
a
old
while.
school.
No, I know. Cabal 2 is actually even
Yeah,
like younger but old, I guess.
It's not new.
No. Okay, so Cabal 2 was announced. What else was announced? Because I'm gonna mention something right
After
now.
after that was Special Force 2,
Yeah.
which is a online FPS. I think it's the sequel to one of the games they had at the SGS.
Uh-huh.
The fire in the hole, girl voices.
Was that the one? Well, anyway.
I think.
Oh
I think that
yeah, I remember that. That was really.
and then after that they had
I don't think that was the game.
the
Anyway.
third game in the Audition series. Yeah, they revealed the third game in the Audition series of it's the online rhythm game.
Yeah.
World of
Like
Audition.
tap arrows. Yeah, World in Audition. Then subtitle under it. I
World
forgot.
in Audition. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's World in Edition. Yeah. So those are the 3 games that are announced, and all of them are not new games. they're just announcing the fact that it's part
Yeah,
of the
they're just
PlayPark.
new here, like officially here.
Yeah, they're
I
officially
guess.
now landing on the Philippines. That's what I don't understand about with HSF or even rather in PlayPark when they say we officially are no okay. But before I say that though, essentially you're saying that aside from the reveal of the games, they're technically launching PlayPark.
Yeah, they launched the website playpark.com/ph.
Yep.
Which is like the portal where you can play all these online games. So just Phantasy Star Online 2, Heroes of the Storm, I think is also part of the list.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's like the Philippine servers for these games are now active because of PlayPark.
Yep.
Well, I guess if you would play the other games, you would be like to connect it to the Hong Kong or Singapore server or something. So now it's like officially here, so
Okay.
to speak.
And that was pretty much the main meat or the focus, like PlayPark.
It all ended very quickly after that, and they had some things in between because they had like hosts that worked for Level Up, and you could tell it was super awkward. And like
Why?
they're trying to laugh so much, and then the audience is not doing anything.
Just like any other presentation in video games where they try to be funny.
Yeah, it's like they're talking to what would be an audience of kids, but it's adults with cameras for most of it.
Yeah.
Half of which probably didn't even want to be there. And after that was the Pinoy part of it. Like, we got to push this Pinoy thing hard. They had us play like kids street games. I guess what would you call those?
Yeah,
Children's
street
street games, like Pico.
Pico was there.
I saw those in the
Hopscotch.
pictures.
Yeah, they had like a pattern taped on the floor in front of the stage, which I guess would be the dance floor of the venue.
Okay, I have a big question though, because when I was asked if TMG would like to join this event, they asked for our shoe size, which is the weirdest thing I've ever was asked to for a requirement. I don't know why.
wow, okay.
So why did they need our shoe size? Which I literally had to check among my shoes what my shoe size was.
Texas, I was expecting maybe they had some sort of gimmick. Like, remember how Xbox had performance group in Vegas?
Oh,
During
Cirque
their
du Soleil.
Kinect field? Yeah,
Cirque
they had
du
Cirque du
Soleil.
Soleil, right? They had to wear like the space raincoats
Okay.
or something.
Yeah.
So I thought like maybe they're gonna have us wear some special shoes for for the venue or something. Maybe there's a gimmick, or they could just give us some sick Nikes, maybe, hopefully. But
Wow, that's like
no,
going for okay.
we're giving away a PlayPark printed flip flops, slippers. That's just it.
Actually, I needed that. I need new slippers actually.
And I actually forgot mine on the way
You
home.
forgot
I remember
yours.
that it would be halfway back home. Like, oh god.
No, but isn't there like a game where you have to throw the slipper though?
Yeah,
Yeah, was it Kumam Presko?
yeah,
Kumam Preso.
Yeah, based on the images, like people were playing that, and then also people were playing. Even Chad from Mario 5 was actually playing this. I mean, the pickup sticks.
Pick up stick.
Yeah, they're like in the floor and they're picking up. I think that wasn't even sticks. I think those were straws actually.
Glow sticks.
Was it glow sticks? Oh, okay, glow sticks.
So-
I thought there were straws because
They tried to give it a little vibe, like, or relation to the games, like the Tumbang Preso was. Instead of knocking down like bottles or something, they had little jars that were painted to look like hand grenades.
Oh well, yeah, that's
We're
a good
also
idea to
with-
throw a slipper on hand grenades. I mean.
They had like a sticker, Special Forces on them.
Oh yeah, okay, I saw that image as
And
well.
then the pickup stick ones had labels of RPG classes on them. Then you had to pick up one of each
Okay.
without moving the sticks around or something.
Mhm.
Or like picking up any other stick, but nobody was actually moderating.
Okay, so you're playing these games, and then I don't know. Some of them are actually pretty fun, even when I was a kid. So it seems like they were tapping into like your nostalgia in a sense. Because as a kid, I did play those. When I was in
Yeah,
grade
we all
school. Yeah, we all did. So what
We
was the
didn't-
relation? What do you think was the relation between that and I guess because the main event was about PlayPark, their new portal, or them launching the portal. So what did you get out of that?
Yeah, I guess if you if you think of it that way, like Play Park, it's like a park for kids. Sure, but like the people there were not kids. They were all media people from various.
Yeah, and I think it was like they're trying to, I don't know, because I'm trying to understand like the event organized and how they're trying to incorporate this event. I guess
gotta Pinoyify this thing.
not really Pinoyify, more like emphasize, like, I don't know. I guess PlayPark equals like, fun.
Fun and cutesy things.
Yeah, so like what's fun? Playing, I guess, those games or something. After the games,
who's to say Level Up's market for those games aren't kids who would play that, right? I don't know.
Yeah, but then for the people who were there, that doesn't really apply.
No, exactly. It sounded. That's why when you described it to me in all the description and even what was in the press package, it just sounded so corporate. Like that was really my
guess
first
it's
impression.
a public event that had like a bunch of kids there.
No, but you had
Then
to
it
be
makes
someone
sense.
with a site. You had to represent something.
Exactly.
Okay?
Like ganito lang, remember Jobert Yu, the organizer for
Yeah.
ESPS? He wasn't invited because he didn't represent like a site or anything. But like everybody there knew him. So,
okay, so was that it? Well, what else after that? I mean, we had games, and I guess the games represent some prizes if you win. I'm assuming.
yeah, they were like giving away Starbucks gift certificates, things like that.
I like my
And,
coffee though.
No, they had a boy band sing before the World in Audition reveal. I think their group was called
That makes
143 or something.
No, don't mention their name. I don't want to help them.
I don't. Like, I could-
Boy band.
I don't want to help them. No.
if you noticed in the video, I couldn't even like video them
They couldn't-
for that long. Like the camera just goes down to the table. I can't watch this.
Oh my God.
Were there actual PR people through Level Up, or is it all just marketing people? Was there any who was there exactly? CEO.
That was organizing the event, so they were there.
Yeah.
And they had the general manager for Level Up speak on stage, and then Sherman Tan, the Chinese guy that was on the news,
Well,
For that-
AsiaSoft.
AsiaSoft guy,
Yeah.
yeah, he was there then, and that was just it.
And then they were talking about how PlayPark is what exactly? Just another.
Yeah, like what the PR message said, like the portal for games, blah 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 blah. That's really just it. It's just a site where you can access all these games, and I guess it unifies your login. I'm assuming.
I don't know if it's unified because I checked the site and it's essentially like, this is the games that you can play, your Fantasy Star and all that, and you highlight on the website. Like, I'm gonna have to double check again, but if you highlight on the website, was that playpark.com? Like, for example, they have Diablo 3, right?
Maybe it's a way to unify like the currency that they use for those type of
Maybe.
games.
Maybe, but
That-
for example,
that
if I
could be
go
a way
to
also.
like it says here these are types of games that we have in PlayPark, and then it has Diablo 3, and if I press Diablo 3, it just brings me to the Battle.net US. So it's just a link. How do I correlate Diablo 3 with this PlayPark? It just has the rights to put a link. I mean, that's what I don't understand. You know what I mean? Or if I go to Strife, okay, in Strife, if I press Strife on the PlayPark, I can either download it directly or go to their website. Or there's, I think, a Strife. Oh, well, Strife.com, strife.levelupgames.ph. Okay. So I guess it is somewhat like a portal, but some games. No, it's
yeah,
it's
maybe
hard
they're
to
still
tell.
working on it.
Yeah, I think they're working
I don't
on
think
it.
all the games are live yet.
Yeah, like DC Universe Online actually has what's this? A download through PlayPark. No, actually, no, I don't understand this. Like, because DC Universe Online is also part of PlayPark, and it's like, well, they brought DC Universe Online here in the Philippines, and it just gives you a chance to download it.
Maybe once you download the game, then it'll ask for a PlayPark login after, or something like that. That's what I'm assuming, at least, because we haven't actually tried any of these.
No, I'm actually gonna. What I'm gonna do though, because this is actually also new news for me. I want to see how they make it like up. This is now out in the Philippines. I want to see what it's now gonna be easier to play. Like it's like lesser lag or something, or you're literally playing with just Filipinos. I want to try that out. So I think I might just play Fantasy Star Online too.
Yeah.
Well, that was the.
Yeah.
Well, back in the day, that was sort of the whole idea, right? Like Ragnarok and Ran Online and those other.
Yeah.
games.
Well, then again, like
That-
like Level Up was technically Level Up is PlayPark. PlayPark is Level Up, and So we'll see how they're gonna do this, because they also have Heroes of the Storm here, but and Diablo 3. But so far, if you, for example, go to Diablo 3, it's just like logging into the we don't have an actual server for ourselves. I think that's what it seems.
No, that's why.
Yeah.
And the reason, like, I was thinking, like, is that business model still valid? And I guess it is, because like the internet really hasn't improved all too much since they first came into the picture. In the sense that, like,
For us,
Snail improvement.
no, but I mean the thing is, had the internet improved to a point where you don't need your own local server anymore and you can play with the international server, why not just do that, right?
Well, we can't.
And
Well,
I think-
PLDT is just
But the
PLDT.
fact that yeah, exactly, because the internet sucks here, it keeps those guys in business.
or maybe if you just want to play with your like friends from your school, it would be easier to do it on a local server.
No, it wouldn't be. It would
don't
be
know.
just as easy to play it on the international server. Just say, yo, I'm on this server. Just, this is my name. Then, hey, play with each other.
I don't know what the kids are into these days.
No, but regardless though, like when it comes to PlayPark or even Level Up games like DC Universe Online, Fantasy Star Online 2, Diablo 3, whatever, other like Ran Online. These are the games that maybe, like, for example, DC Universe Online. I don't think that many people know about it. So when they say it's here in the Philippines, people will now try it out, because not many people are informed that you can actually play the international servers if you want to. But now there's actually a place where they can market these games, and then instead of playing Dota 2 or what other usual games we play here, they can at least try out new games or new online games. So that's my positive with this. I'm trying to understand it, and I'm definitely gonna try out Fantasy Star Online too.
No, it makes sense. It's like their marketing arm, I guess, of those games or something like that.
Yeah.
But I know for some of those games, you do need to localize. Like, I'm pretty sure Dad's Battle Edition, like, there's a lot of issues there with the music, because I know you have to get the rights for the individual songs. So, like, I know
they're like Korean songs.
yeah, like the US one has to get US songs, right? Like we're stuck here with Korean songs, I think.
People love Koreans here, so.
Is this all free to play games though? It seems like it's all free. Oh, no, except Diablo 3. Yeah, it seems to be all free to
The
play.
Blizzard guys were at the event, and
Okay.
they were asked to give out stuff during the raffle draw.
They were asked.
I don't.
Like, you were there and they asked.
I think it was the same guys who were at the SGS then, at the Heroes of the Storm booth.
Wait, so what was there? And like, they were just showing off the game.
Yeah, that was the only game that was actually there. Heroes of the Storm.
And then what were they giving away? Like free. Well, it's closed. It's closed beta right now. Like, actually.
They were giving away 3 Razer Kraken headsets.
Oh, I need
and
new headset.
a bunch of Kerrigan Funko Pop vinyl figures,
That's not so
and
bad.
then I think 2 Samsung S4s with PlayPark print on the back cover,
Mm.
and that's it. I didn't win anything. I'm sad. No swag for me.
Well, regardless though, like AsiaSoft, 'cause if no one, for those who don't know, last year AsiaSoft did buy out Level Up Games. I think in Feb of last year, and since AsiaSoft got Level Up, they have like this, like Diablo 3 is now out in the Philippines. Fantasy Star Online 2 is now out in the Philippines. DC Universe Online, so they're pretty aggressive right now. They're just releasing games, and then trying to get the meat out of the online games community here. But I guess I don't know. Back to the event. Okay, cool. PlayPark is now out. www.playpark.com.ph. You guys can check it out.
PH.
Sorry, what?
Slash
PH. Yes.
I think if you type in playpark.com, it'll automatically.
Yeah, in Google. Yeah, that's what I did a while ago. Like, just put PlayPark on Google if you can't understand my URL announcement. It'll pop up right away on the front. So there you go. And what? You just left, Migs? That was it.
Yeah, it ended at like 2:30, and yeah, basically everyone just started leaving right after that.
Okay.
And then I forgot my
You
slippers.
forgot your slippers.
Aw.
Oh. Did you find that? Did I have slippers there too? That was.
I could not claim them. I asked, like, my team members couldn't make it. Can I get their stuff? No.
Ah.
Okay.
Oh. Anyway.
What ass?
I literally need new slippers too.
Please invite us for the next event.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna share them this episode, and they're gonna hate us forever. You know.
So we didn't get our slippers, man.
I didn't get.
The food was good though, so.
Oh, okay, yeah, the food.
That's something to look forward to.
That's a thing to look forward to. Will, welcome back.
Yes. Thank you.
Hi.
Thank you. I've been gone for a while.
Where were you?
Did you buy all the weeds?
No, I didn't buy all the weeds. Like I went to Europe because my cousin was getting married.
Did you attend the wedding though?
Yes, I did. I did.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny if you missed your wedding. I mean the wedding. I'm sorry.
No, I did. I got a lot done. I was in Holland for 2 weeks and then in the UK for 2 weeks.
Holland. That's the one country. That's one place I want to check out.
Yeah, so I I didn't get really to do too much gaming wise there. Like I did a lot of family stuff and a couple other cool things. Like, I did manage to I did manage to observe a lot as far as the gaming culture is different there from here, and I'm very curious actually to see whether or not it's similar to what's happening in the States now, because one thing I did, of course, was what every good Filipino should do is look for pasalubong, right? So I thought, okay, I need to go find some gaming stuff. So this sort of leads into like Euro Amiibo Watch.
You're gonna support this?
No, but basically, like I was looking around. One thing that surprised me completely, because I was in Amsterdam, I was in London, and I was in Brighton, which are I'd say 3 relatively big cities. And none of them in all 3 of them I could not find a single video game store at all. And in fact, it wasn't just video games. I couldn't find I guess you say a media store, retail, like a place that sells movies or like music. I couldn't find any, unless they were like super specialized. Like we sell like antique vinyl records, or something like that, or like
Please buy this antique video game, Metal
But
Gear
basically
Revengeance.
stuff like HMV, stores like HMV, or stores like Virgin Records, like that,
Yeah.
or the British version of GameStop, which is just called Game Gone. All of them.
Game
And-
Gone.
No.
And
Is that
the
the
only
Oh.
and it turns out I talked to my cousins about it. What happened was it's basically because everyone's just more or less gone digital. Like buying games is more or less done online. Like if you want a hard copy, buy it on Amazon, and you'll get a hard copy. Or music is mostly online. It really surprised me to see the extent of how it is there compared to here.
Well, it sounds like there's not much of a resistance
like
there.
here, no, because it's so easy to buy stuff online there. It's not like a whole process like it is here still. And I guess there's more of a credit card culture over there
Okay.
than it is here. Here it's still sort of cash based, right? Even technically carrying cash around, I rarely had any money on me. Like I just brought my debit card and my credit card. I could pretty much buy anything anywhere with that. Very, very rarely did I ever need cash on hand.
That's literally the near future. I mean, like if everybody will start, maybe 5-6 years from now,
Yeah.
that's just how it's gonna be.
That's the present. But
No,
not-
no. It's the
place
present,
here.
but not for everywhere else. Like even
not for us.
no, not for us, not for like in other parts of Asia or in South America or anything. But that's why I said near future, because everybody will eventually catch up to that point, and then digital or buying it through credit cards or debit cards will be like a normal thing.
Yeah. And the only place I was actually able to find like hard copy video games were in toy stores. Toy stores and like Walmart style electronic shops,
Is there a Toy Kingdom
where
there?
they would not the Toy Kingdom, but like in Holland, for example, their version of Toys R Us is called Intertoys, right?
Okay.
And I was able to find hard copy games there, and Amiibos and Skylanders and Disney Infinite and stuff like that. They're all there. it was hilarious too, because like they would have a TV screen set up, right, for like their promotions and stuff like that. So it would flip through several, like it'd be varied because they're carrying all bunch of toys, right? They have Legos and Transformers, whatever. So they'd be like, oh, now in stock Lego, like for ages 6 to 12, and then the next one would be like pre-order Mortal Kombat X.
I was about to say, like, everything is awesome, and then the next one would be rated M for mature.
It would literally be like that. It was so weird.
Did they have like a bunch of collector edition games there on sale? Because I heard that's very common.
Actually, oddly enough, the only collector edition I can remember there. What were they? They were pushing when I was there. They were really pushing Evolve, and they were really pushing Order 1886. The collector's edition I recall seeing was, oddly enough, the Tomb Raider and the Temple of Osiris.
Oh yeah, that did come out. That did come out. Yeah.
There apparently is one there, so I didn't pick it up though. They had Evolve also, a collector's edition.
Because I heard like after a month, a lot of collector edition games in Europe go for like dirt cheap, like almost dollar store level. Like that's what I see on YouTube.
Well, I guess again that kind of ties in. If you're really a collector and you want a collector's edition, you'd buy it online, right? You wouldn't pre-order it. Or you would pre-order it like on Amazon.uk or Amazon. Whatever.
It just gets sent to your home.
Yeah, and remember, keep in mind here, when you order something online here, it takes fucking forever to get here, and if it gets here at all, it gets lost in the mail, whatever. In Europe, the mail's pretty reliable. So, you order something, you're more or less guaranteed to get it when it's stated to arrive, right? So I guess that also adds to the fact that why people there are more inclined to order, to do their shopping online.
Yeah, the reason why one community or one group would cater to that or go through that process is because it's convenient. Everything goes through if it's convenient. And for us, going through a credit card or whatever.
It's backwards, yeah.
It's completely backwards.
It's not convenient to get anything in the mail, but there, it's basically.
Yeah, because I don't want to, for example, in digital, that's why it doesn't work here. Like, I don't want to buy it digital because I will get to play that game 3 days from now, when I buy it, because I have to download it.
Because we have to download it, and then if it's like on a Sony platform, you have to still go outside and buy the card.
No, or no. Let's just say that I have a credit card or whatever, or I have funds already, and I do buy it on the spot. I still have to wait either. Okay, fine. Let's make it. I have an awesome net a day.
You have to leave your net on for an entire
I need the
day.
net. I need my whole net, and then so digital is kind of hard. And then if you want to go online, order it online, it's also gonna be hard because
it'll get stopped by customs and all that, and you have to pay.
No, or for example, you go for Lazada or Zalora because they have games there, and it's considered a local online shop. It's still gonna take 2-3 days or something. I don't. Some people say it's not that reliable. Some people it is.
2 to 3 days is already hella fast for us.
It's not that convenient. So what's the most convenient? Go to Data Blitz, buy it, go home, play it.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Like you could get a burger on the way too.
Yeah, you can get a. Yeah. You can. But anyway, sorry. Yeah.
That also kind of plays into like how Data Blitz gets their stock. Because remember, some games they would ask for pre-orders for like collector's editions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when it gets here, it's like the European version with like R2 discs, and like that's the only pre-order we got. And apparently that's the case because it's really cheap to get collector's editions from Europe.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I never understood why like Europeans or R2 copies of a specific game or a product would land here. It would make sense to US.
That always puzzled me because like I can understand Australian games because technically we would fall under the Oceania. Yeah. That or like the Asian version or the US version, but European version it seems a world apart. Like for Asia.
Yeah, and now it even puzzles me even more because you say like it's more digital there. So like.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
This R2 seems like a rare thing, and it still hits the Philippines. I don't get it.
They dump it here.
Don't get me wrong. There are still hard copies of games. Basically if you were to open a game store and you only sold games, you'd go out of business.
Yeah.
for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
You'd have to
apparently
really.
that's what happened like a few years ago.
Yeah,
A lot of
exactly.
stuff
But
shut down.
to actually see it now in person, like it sort of reality is hitting you that like it's not a sustainable business anymore. You have to really have a diversified. If you're selling retail, you'd have to have a very diversified selection of not just games, but maybe music, movies. You'd have to have television.
Porn.
I don't know.
Porn.
Oh, but that was the other
video
thing.
games.
The other thing I did notice in Europe also was just that their preference in games is very. They like strategy a lot. Like they were really like a lot of the magazines there had like Attila Total War on the
Yeah,
cover,
that was
as
very
opposed
interesting
to,
when you mentioned that when you got back. But
yeah, Attila, like they had The Witcher also, and they like they don't have these on the magazines, but like there's a whole section in one store went dedicated to those weird simulator games.
Euro
You know,
Truck Simulator
like,
2014.
They're from Europe, right? Most of them.
They're from Europe.
They are, and they're weird. They're like New York Taxi Simulator, or like
New York. What?
like German
We gotta get in on
Simulator
this.
Simulator.
Dude, someone, if it is a developer or a local developer listening to this, make
Please send us a
no,
copy.
send us a copy. Or fine.
Yeah.
Or
And we'll make Filipino
Filipino
Manila-
taxi or bus Philippines simulator
Pedicab.
Taxi.
Pedicab simulator.
or pedicab simulator.
Pedicab.
Pedicab simulator. Why not, right?
Tapos puro traffic.
Puro traffic lang.
Solvatero. Oh my god, it would be
Yeah.
very cool if it's gonna be a what's this? Pangtaho simulator.
Street.
That was what was missing at PlayPark at the hot vendor.
Oh, Taho's good.
Oh god.
Taho's good.
Now I want
If you have
one now.
Taho, please send us a copy.
No, but that's
Yeah.
actually interesting though. That yeah, like those simulators. Yeah, those simulators are really
simulator.
like big. Like they don't make it because for the heck of it, because people like playing it, and I guess in Europe they like
Yeah.
it.
There's a very niche market
Yeah.
for it, but like it surprised me at like how specific some of them are. Like German street cleaner simulator, like really
German,
you
very
serious?
specific. Very specific.
Wow.
German street cleaner.
I said no because like
Man.
in Germany they have these like little like tractor things with brushes on the side, and then
Mm.
they drive that along the street, and it sort of sweeps everything up into the gutter.
There's
And
probably
then your guy
one in
speaks
GTA
German.
5.
You're driving that. It's not like you're a guy like with a broom, you know, or something.
Wait, I wanted to ask you before when you mentioned that. Is there actually like a game a walkthrough page just for like Euro Truck Simulator, like a game
I don't know. You
manual?
can check game facts for it. Just type in
No,
simulator.
I mean a
and see what
fine
comes up.
print. I mean an actual like
Oh, like a Brady game.
yeah for Euro Truck.
I don't think
That's what I want. Is there something there? Because why not, right?
No, nothing like that. Like, I haven't.
We gotta
seen
get
it.
some of those.
Yeah.
But also a lot of those crappy tycoon games that you see, like they also have a lot of those for some reason. Like the
So simulators in a nutshell.
they're basically management simulators, but they'll have like airport simulator like whatever year and stuff like that, which I can sort of
that-
see the appeal of. But like
Is that
half
like
the time,
training
what
for a career choice or something?
I don't know.
Instead of a person training you, here, play this video game of it and learn.
Oh my god.
You want to
I
be a
remember
street
one
cleaner,
story.
eh?
Eh?
You want to be a
I
street
remember one
cleaner?
story on
Would you like
I
me
remember one
potatoes?
What are you saying, Migs?
I remember
You
one
want
story
to be a
online.
street cleaner?
I think he posted something like he's a train conductor in real life,
Okay.
but after work he goes and relaxes and plays train simulator
Oh my
at
god,
home.
really?
So it's like he's
Oh,
never.
That's so meta.
Wait, so he works at a train and he escapes the world to play train simulator.
Yeah,
Does
simulator.
he like crash it and everything?
Don't diss those train simulators because apparently I heard good. It's got actually.
Well,
good
I'm not
reviews.
dissing it. It's just like that guy, like he lives the train industry and
Video
he
games
goes-
are meant to be an escape from
Yeah,
reality.
yeah, then he just
Yeah, but if you're gonna escape on the
No, but-
same thing,
That's like that's like those
Pretty funny.
like pilots who like start playing flight.
No,
Simulator
actually, I
X
should
when they
stop
get
laughing
old,
about that
right?
because my dad used to do that. Like
Oh, really?
yeah, my dad is a
Maybe they try
pilot,
to like.
and
Maybe they try to compare like, oh, in this simulator, this doesn't work, this doesn't
no,
work.
that
and,
that,
like,
that could
you know,
be
compare.
that could be it because my dad usually when he's a pilot for Philippine Airways and everything, and I remember like I was so into games like he bought those like Yeah, I did. I was trying to remember this. I'm not too sure if it's a simulator, but like it's like a airplane, like jet games. I forgot. I can't really say it's a simulator because I forgot the name. But he bought those games, and then he bought the joystick for it and everything, and he was tripping out with that. And then
I crashed the plane simulator once. I crashed it into the water.
I know, but I think that's what.
The screen just became red.
It's also an opportunity to try different aircraft and different trains, I suppose, because you do need a license.
You don't have normally, you don't have normal access to.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. That's
huge train boner. That would be the perfect game for you.
For Sheldon as well, from Big Bang.
I like trains.
But there you go. That's my observations about the European gaming scene so far.
There should be a collaborative game called European Simulator, where you go to a digital store and buy virtual games of simulators, and then play them in your virtual house.
Simulating the simulators or something.
Simulation something. The Sims is dead now.
We'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
What were you saying again?
What were you saying? You went.
No, because none of my cousins really are gamers per se, unfortunately. So I didn't really have a chance to super get into it. But just those were my observations overall.
Were you like the weird one in your family? Like, Willem, he likes the video games.
Well, technically I am, because I'm the only one I live on the other side of the world from everyone. All my other relatives are within the European continent, and I'm all the way here.
Yeah, it's understandable.
So I'm sort of the black sheep in a weird way.
It's a different culture, because when's the last time you were in Europe with your family?
From 2011, I think I was. Yeah.
Oh, wow,
yeah, that's a long time ago. I'm sure, this is the culture, and it was an eye opener in a sense.
Willem,
no, it definitely was. I'd be very curious to see what it's like again when I visit one more. If it's changed significantly, or if it's sort of still in that sort of digital.
No, but
everybody's just on their chairs wearing VR.
No, that was actually very interesting, because I don't think I've ever thought about how Europe is doing and how is Europe in terms of video games, in terms of the game industry. So the fact that there's it's really hard to find a game store, for example, or they like the simulators, or shit, they just buying shit digitally. That's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think the U.S. is that. I think the U.S. is really hard-headed. They can go to that point, but some people just like buying in the stores still. You know what I mean?
But that's why, I'm surprised GameStop's still kind of alive, because
I think it's because of the second hand, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the thing. The second-hand sales, I think, are huge. I actually, now that you mention it, I didn't really see second-hand sales of games in Europe. I don't know. There probably is a market for that, but not in not like anything in a official capacity. Maybe it's all done through Reddit or something.
I'm sure there's an underground there's an underground GameStop on the corner of somewhere.
Well, underground might not be the right word to use, but yeah, pretty.
Or maybe not. Yeah, maybe that's the wrong word. Or maybe because I'm also kind of curious, where's the fighting scene or the competitive scene in Europe?
The weed stores are just the front for the underground.
The fighting scene? I have no idea.
Yeah, there's somewhere there, I'm sure. If we have a fighting scene here, I'm sure Europe has one, and I wonder where they are. I wonder how they work. That'll be pretty interesting. Because Taiwan, for example, I went on my adventure. If you want to find video games, you really have to go underground, because it's in the metro.
Literally.
Yeah, because it's in the metro rail system. But there.
The metro.
No, because they have they have underground malls. They have metro malls.
The train.
So,
Did you share that picture on our page? Because that was a long ass time ago.
Which one?
That picture of the shops you
that's
found.
A long time ago. Yeah, I was yeah, that was
2000.
I don't even think 2000.
Yeah.
No, 2000. No, that was
2011
2013 at least. But anyway, that's actually pretty interesting. All right, let's go with the news, because I want to go really quick, because we have a lot to talk about. GDC happened. PAX is currently ongoing, and there's a lot. But we're gonna first knock out the announcements and
The sad news.
No, let's go with the sad news first. Man, this week is really. When I was trying to write up the lineup for this, I'm like, wow, I'm actually up to page 2. I mean, like that doesn't happen at all when I put everything down together for an episode. But yeah, let's start with the first one, and it's a sad one. EA closes down Maxis Studio, which pretty much is the people who made Sims and Sim City, and what else did they make? That's all they made, really. I think.
Well,
Yeah, so
please
it's not
note
like-
this is not the
go ahead.
complete. This is Maxis like Emeryville,
Emeryville, yeah.
which is the ones who handled the SimCity franchise and Spore, but the guys in yeah, can you believe that Spore is like still going? Like
It is?
but the Maxis, the ones who are handling like the Sims,
Yeah.
are in Redwood, and apparently those guys are okay.
Oh, okay. But
So-
yeah, but Maxis, Emeryville, so that means SimCity didn't really quite do well for them in a sense.
Well, SimCity, yeah, was a complete horror story from and yeah, I guess what makes me more sad is like, yeah, these guys are losing their jobs, but at the same time, does that mean SimCity is going to be like a dead franchise? You know, because of how badly the last one went, or
It might
you know.
go free to play before that happens,
Oh my god.
and then it dies.
Well, there's already a mobile version of it, right? Like, I mean, is it going to be
There's a-
relegated
there's
Yeah,
to
what's
that?
gonna
Facebook
happen
one,
with
I
the
think.
mobile versions? I mean,
EA is gonna drive it into the ground.
No, as it usually
That's
does.
sad.
No, but Emeryville, from what I know, like they're the ones who work SimCity, but I think Emeryville also worked on Sims, so like,
The new one.
or Sims 4 rather, yeah. Like, is this like a sign that Sims is very like, I don't know. Can I say like Sims or rather SimCity is like in definite like franchise fatigue? Like people are just like, oh, it's another Sims. Okay, cool. Because Sims 4 didn't really quite do well.
Well, the thing with Sims 4 is that, first of all, they removed stuff from the base game that was taken for granted, like swimming pools and toddlers. Like, they had no babies.
Because they had that new engine with the new AI.
Yeah. And then, like, no, but it was dumb, because basically they said, oh, swimming pools are too complicated, so we are not going to put them in yet. And
Please
then,
look
like,
forward
a
to
few weeks
DLC.
later, and a few weeks later, they released a free DLC with swimming pools in it. So what the fuck, right? Like, I don't know what was happening there. And then the toddler thing is like, how can you tell me that you can't like create a baby, like a sim baby? Like,
A
You were
baby
able to
that
do it
does
in-
nothing but cry.
so what's the
is your
story?
emotion engine too complicated for the baby? You know, like what's going on?
I know. But Maxis Emeryville though, their first game was SimCity. I mean, that was the first one, and after that,
And that was the start of everything.
it was the start of everything. But then they created Sims, and then Spore. You know what I mean? And they've been making video games in those same IPs for like what, 12 years? Like they pretty much
I guess.
announced this the closing down of this studio like through tweet. I think one of the big guys, like the big staffers in Maxis, like they tweeted like it was a fun 12 years and bam, you know, it's time to close the doors and everything.
Shot it like an old horse.
Pretty much. And
Well, this is the first time that EA has like killed studios. Also, you know, you have to remember they're kind of got a bad reputation. for
what,
doing it.
Bullfrog's gone. Sierra?
Bullfrog,
Sierra?
Origin, Westwood.
Oh, Westwood, yeah.
No, that was
Westwood's
Activision.
Command and Conquer, right?
Westwood's Activision, yes.
Oh no, sorry. Shit, you're right.
No, Westwood is EA.
Oh, it
yeah,
was?
yeah,
It's
sorry.
Command and
Yeah, because
Conquer.
yeah, okay.
They killed it after that failed free-to-play one, though.
Yeah, Command and Conquer is gone. That
Yeah,
sucks.
Command
At least
Conquer
it's
is
not like
dead.
Activision. At least they killed them after 12 years instead of what Activision does, is that they kill the studios when
After
the
they
game
milk
goes
it to
gold.
death.
It's a business thing.
So sometimes after the game just comes out,
It was a
like,
business
oh,
thing.
you made a good game, we're shutting you down now.
Yeah, but you know,
Thanks, guys.
but whoever, if anybody's worried, like, I guess SimCity, Sims 4, like, they have other people working on that, so it's not like the
Yeah, it's not the end for these
these
IPs.
IPs are not going to be done.
No, I'm
and
pretty-
EA is still
especially
it's still a
the Sims.
seller for them, but I guess they just want to close that specific studio already. But you know, it's still sad because it's still
Output
studios
their
filled
old-
with jobs still. It's still like
And it was the studio we grew up with.
Yeah, basically, that's what makes me sad is like we grew up playing SimCity, like, and all those other weird sim games from the 90s.
Sim Tower,
Sim Ant, Sim Farm,
Sim Theme Park,
Planet, whatever.
Sim Ant?
Sim Planet.
Sim Ant. What are you talking about?
You never played Sim Ant?
No. There was something like that?
Filler game? Something?
There was a
It's like
Sim
Sim
Ant,
Tower,
you-
but with ants.
Yeah, you ran an ant farm. Like an ant
I never
colony,
played that.
Sorry.
What is this?
Oh, guys, you gotta try Sim Ant. It's
Oh,
awesome.
okay. I haven't heard that.
It's out there.
I learned
Heard
something
about
new
that.
today. But there, yeah, Max's Emerville is down, which is sad. It's very sad because it's still bad to hear, people lose their jobs,
Right.
especially like hardworking developers.
Wait till they kickstart another Sim game under a different name.
No, Sims will still be alive. EA won't never. Sims still sells.
No, but I mean, like, with the trend of Kickstarter now, when companies shut down, usually what would happen is they would band together and make up another company, then kickstart the project.
There's some
Right, so they'll make like a non-SimCity sort of
with
thing.
ballerinas.
The Psalms
With ballerinas, so they can
and babies.
and swimming pools.
Babies
And
and
swimming
swimming
pools.
pools.
Yeah, and swimming pools. That's not DLC.
The swimming pool is a stretch goal.
Anyway, that's sad. Let's move on. Let's go to something happier. Metal Gear Solid 5. There was supposed to be a big announcement. There was a countdown that was currently that was ongoing during the week, and I'm not sure if before or after that countdown ended. The video or a new trailer for Metal Gear Solid 5 was released, and that leak showed the release date for Metal Gear Solid 5, and that's September 1 of 2015. Not only we get that, but we also see the collector's edition of Metal Gear Solid 5, which pretty much
Which is crazy. It comes
you
with
get a
that-
hand.
Comes with the boss's
You get a
arm,
robotic hand,
Oh.
and
all the fisting jokes.
I really really want to get it because
God.
that's a good stand.
Because you want
I want the hand to hold my PS4. I want my hand to hold my
penis.
no.
I want the hand to hold my Cheetos.
Penis.
while I
No,
play.
I don't want him to hold. Why are you saying that? No, I want him to hold my phone.
hold your penis.
I don't know what's up with me.
I want my hand. I want them to hold my hand
Or
while I cry. While I cry.
that could.
When you cover
It's a
ashes
flop.
on your face, playing
You
nuclear.
cover your fallen comrades' ash on your face
While I'm
with your
standing.
bionic arm. That would probably
But
cost
it's
like
gonna
what,
be-
$5,000 here or something, maybe.
The collector's edition that they showed was for the Japanese market lang.
I'm sure.
Like no announcement.
Oh, I have no
I want the
baby.
PS4 edition of that one. If I'm ever gonna buy
I saw
a PS4.
that. I'd rather have the hand. Actually,
What's
like
with
I
all
have
the
the piece of
obsession
the
with
boss
hands
with me.
all of a sudden?
I'll sleep with the hand.
Oh
holding it.
God, September 1.
Caressing your face while you sleep. With the boss's hand.
With the voice of Kiefer Sutherland playing in
Oh
the
yeah,
background.
Kiefer Sutherland is Snake.
Metal Gear.
Snake.
Damn it,
Snake.
Or like, I get like David
Damn it,
Hayter.
Chloe! Wrong show.
But there, guys, save the date or start pre-ordering because fuck, man, we get a new MGS game coming September 1 worldwide.
I still gotta. I guess I still gotta get my PS4.
Is that a good pull for you, Will? Like to get a PS4 finally, MGS, or I know not a
no,
PS4 or maybe an
I probably-
Xbox One. I don't know, but you know.
a PS4 because I mean if Ground Zeroes is anything to go by, the people have said unanimously the PS4 version was the definitive version of that game.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
So, and I'm assuming the Phantom Pain is just going to use the same engine
That
as
was more crap.
I'm sorry.
It's gonna
They
be
don't
Ground Zeroes,
have
but
the-
with 300% more crap in it. The
Yeah.
good kind.
They don't have the special edition for PC, right? I mean, since it's
I'm
all
not sure.
digital in the PC.
Yeah, PC don't.
They probably will. In
PC gets
patch.
mods, so they don't need collector's editions.
Nude Big Boss mod.
Naked
Naked Snake.
The nakedest.
The nakedest Snake.
Nude Quiet.
Oh,
I'm
God.
sure of it. That's
With
definitely
the
gonna
bouncing
happen.
breasts. Oh.
You know that she's based off a real person, right? And she does let's plays of horror games.
Wasn't the Dead or Alive
really?
people saying that if you guys nude the hell out of the characters, we will stop porting our games or something?
Yeah, I remember
No,
that.
they
It's
they
pretty
made an
funny.
empty threat. Don't make
Actually,
nude mods
they-
of our characters or else.
Or else.
Actually-
Or else.
Yeah, actually,
Well,
in one
that's
tournament, they soft banned some of the costumes.
Oh no, that was a community
Oh.
thing.
Oh,
It's
really?
like,
Yeah,
I want to
that's-
make this fighting game serious, but there's too much boobies in it.
Yeah. You can't really take it.
But there, yeah,
seriously.
MGS 4, MGS 4, 5. Sorry,
5.
Phantom Pain, I'm sorry. September 1, worldwide. Moving on, we also have another announcement. Rock Band 4. That's a thing. It's back. It's happening.
Which I'm very surprised to hear is
Classic
back.
music.
I'm actually surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought we were all done with the whole music thing.
I thought that train had left the station. I thought, Rock Band and plastic instruments were just, we would think of the past, but I guess we were wrong.
Now, to be fair, I think Rock Band did it fine because they just had like 3 games and that was it. It was Guitar Hero who actively killed the music.
Look,
Yeah,
Guitar Hero was
that's
releasing
what-
like 4 Guitar Hero titles in a year.
Yeah,
It was
3 to 4 games a
crazy.
year.
No, but what's interesting about this, though, this announcement, that yeah, it's Rock Band 4, and in a nutshell, the previous tracks from other games, and they were saying it's around 2000,
Will work.
on the PS4 and on this new game for the PS4 and the Xbox One.
That's a smart
That's
move.
very smart.
And-
All of
Yep,
them?
all of them. 2,168
Well,
previous release tracks.
maybe
Back
not
to
all of them. I don't
Because
think
I
it'll
heard
be
that they
all
lost
of
the
them.
rights to some songs. That's why.
No, I'm sure they're gonna work on that, work around that. But that's their promise when they announce Rock Band 4. Like that's what's gonna happen. That's a big plus for old.
Also,
When I
your
heard
old
about that-
instruments are going to work
Yeah.
too, from what I hear.
Yeah,
So
when I
you
heard
don't
about
have to
that,
buy a whole
I,
new set of instruments.
I assumed it
Sorry.
would be the new songs and the new DLC for Rock Band 3 that would work on 4. But I don't know. It would be
Oh,
cool
no,
to get
but-
all the old songs back.
No, but remember, you can import, if you had Rock Band 1, you could import those songs to Rock Band 2, and then to Rock Band 3. So,
The DLC though,
like-
right? Not the actual. contest.
it basically, like, you have a code, and then you put it in your Xbox or whatever, and then it gives you, like, a download for all the songs that are on the disc, basically, that can work on
Oh, okay.
2 or 3.
So
Yeah.
they're just following the
Like
suit.
the,
I mean,
the only Rock Band game that was not able to do that was the Beatles Rock Band, because Beatles songs apparently have some weird rights attached to them.
here's some other awesome promises.
No, I'm
Here's some
not sure.
awesome promises from the developer. Well, for one, this is gonna be the first time they're gonna be like independent as a studio. They're not gonna be working with or tied to not EA, MTV Games Collective. That's what
Activision.
they're actually with MTV Games
Oh.
Collective because they were with them before. Now they're trying to work as an independent studio, Harmonix. And now they're also stating that they'll be supporting the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 instruments on the Xbox One and PS4 consoles. So if you guys are planning to buy new,
Ooh, that's
what's
pretty-
no, you can actually just blow the dust.
Oh, but the question is your DLC going to be cross-platform compatible also? Like, if I have Rock Band on my Xbox 360, but if I buy it on
I doubt
PS4,
it.
can I import my songs to that? I don't know.
I doubt.
Right? That's the
I think
thing.
it'll only be if you do an upgrade, but not a.
No, but if
downgrade.
ever, I'm not too sure if they're gonna be a good deal with that. But I guess if it's that's the case, I highly suggest you go for if you're playing on if you previously played on Xbox 360. I guess go X. But yeah, I guess
And on
no, I guess
Xbox
that's a
One.
good question because like people who've become like who were a PS3 person who went Xbox One will have to consider that issue or vice versa. So
Yeah.
that's something they'll have to address in the future. But even if you have you can, of course they'll also release the new versions of the set. They've also revealed like a new guitar and a new drum kit for Rock Band 4. For the series.
Which actually
It looks the same. Yeah, it looks the same. I don't know what kind of revamp they're talking about.
Which kind of makes me sad because I was hoping. Is the controller really at that point where you cannot improve it, or?
No, but
Or,
if they're gonna have you be able to use old controllers, but they can't really add more stuff to the instruments if you don't have the new ones.
Yeah, but that's actually fine actually.
Maybe the next game will have like all new
Yeah.
instruments. if it comes to that.
But here's a cool thing, though. Here's the one thing I'm really happy about. Harmonix stated that they won't be releasing a new game every year, just like every year kind of for the franchise. Instead, you buy Rock Band 4 and that's it for the whole generation console.
It's just gonna be like DLC.
They're just be updating
upgrades,
that game.
like Street Fighter 4.
Yeah,
almost
like
became.
Rock Band 4 is the game for this generation, and they'll just be updating that game over and over. So they're not asking you to buy Rock Band 5 or Rock Band 4.5. No, they're gonna be like update, which is really awesome. You buy Rock Band 4, you're all set for like I don't know a decade, hopefully.
Then you can choose the songs that way.
Songs, and that's pretty awesome. And I've never played Rock Band, believe it or not, but I might finally jump that boat.
a good game.
Jump that
I enjoy it.
Yeah,
fun,
do it.
yeah.
Why not, right? So that's awesome for those that are kind of nostalgia or kind of want to play the Guitar Hero Rock Band, on their current generation. Good stuff. Next up, though, we have Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein.
Migs.
Wolfenstein.
BJ special.
Oh God.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna put you on the spot. I just want to say it. Even Will doesn't even know it, so that's a good incentive for you to say the BJ special.
Nothing.
Oh God.
The BJ Blazkowicz special. I don't know. He made a good joke. We lost footage when he told the joke.
Was it good?
It was good enough.
Was it?
Yeah. Anyway, let's go to the news. About Wolfenstein. Bethesda announced that there's going to be.
You sound like Sean Connery.
Sorry, what?
You sound like Sean Connery when you
The
say
Wolfenstein. Yeah. I have my moments with accents. They announced Wolfenstein, the old Blood.
Not the new Blood.
Yep. Which is the standalone prequel to the New Order. So you don't have to buy. It's like a DLC thing. I think some places will have a physical copy of this thing, but it's usually going to be like a download only.
Glade knows we all have different rituals.
But New Order was one of the surprise hits for me, so this is good. I'm looking forward to this also.
Yep. It's going to be for PlayStation 4 and PC, and only digital, and it'll be only digital in the Xbox One, which is weird. Like, Xbox One has only digital only, but I don't know. But it's PlayStation 4, PC, and Xbox One, but digital only, and I think it's gonna be priced at $20, and that's not so bad. That's not so bad. I mean, it looks. I like it's like old school Castle Wolfenstein. Like pretty much BJ is pretty much trying to attempt to infiltrate Castle Wolfenstein and try to kill that General Death's Head. Yeah, that's how you say it. That's how you say it. And I think it's 2 parts. And it looks really awesome. It does look like the New Order, which is actually good because New Order's gameplay and look and feel does feel awesome. And it has how they presented it with the trailer looked like an old school World War I kind of commercial. It's pretty cool. But there's no actual release date. Yeah, there's no actual release date with this yet. No, actually there is. I'm sorry. May 5 of 2015. And I'm gonna get this in a heartbeat because I'm a huge fan of Wolfenstein, the New Order. That was actually a really good game. And there's new weapons to dual wield.
The BJ special.
The BJ special, I know. Let's move on. Another not really announcement. It's actually a big surprise, really. Five Nights at Freddy's 3.
Oh yeah.
It's out. It's out. No one knew. No one there was it's out. Like boom, there you go. But play it. And that's.
It's the same shit.
It's not.
No,
it's
dude, it looks a lot
the same
more
shit. That's what's
complicated.
weird.
There's a lot of things there, like mini games and
It's
shit.
not.
I mean,
You have control of the system, the vents, the audio, the camera. Then you have to reset. It's complicated.
Oh yeah.
yeah, and then there's no doors.
You tried it already?
And then
I've
I think
seen
there's only one
crazy.
animatronic. I think in Friday Night at Freddy 3.
Yeah,
And
the new. It's like a fusion of all the old ones, but then the old ones show up and dick around along with you.
yeah, they show
Yeah,
up.
with hallucinating and shit, right?
Yeah, but Five Nights at Freddy 3. I think I don't know. For me, for one, this is the fastest franchise ever.
Fastest
Trilogy
ever.
ever. Like it's not even a year since the first one came out, I think. and now they have 3 games. Price at what, $8 maybe? I don't know.
The first one was like
Five,
5.
yeah.
So, yeah, it's
But
about
it
less than
blew
10
up to like
game.
you know a big YouTube sensation. A lot of people are playing it. A lot of kids are talking about it. The PewDiePies are talking about it. And
And the first game was on mobile.
no, it's a
I'm not sure
PC.
about-
Then they
No,
transferred
it's,
to
it's
they transferred to mobile.
Yeah, but it came out on mobile
Yeah, after, yeah.
and that's got
Yeah,
even
it
bigger.
And I don't know, the kids love it. They like and the guys like the controversy around it, like what it's solely based on. And
And like,
Yeah, the urban
remember
legends.
the lore that I told you guys
yeah,
about?
that too.
They're actually building up to it now.
Oh, good.
Like, the third game takes place 30 years after the second game
Yeah.
or something. And but I think the creator's actually pushing what these theories are, like the people's
You're,
theories
you're,
are.
you're feeding them.
He's building off them. Yeah, it's
It's
actually,
actually pretty
rad.
cool. People, I was like, when I say like this is the fastest trilogy ever made, like this can be like a negative way of hitting them or a positive way, because for one, it's a smart way of doing it, because eventually Five Nights at Freddy will die down eventually. And what better way to like keep up with the hype by just keep releasing the games, like because like I don't know, I guess people are still playing Five Nights at Freddy 2, or people still talking about it, and then now they.
It's a hard
Yeah, and
game.
then bam, there's 3 now. Like, so they're just jumping on the hype train, because I don't think that has died down yet. People are still,
No,
it's still going. So it's pretty smart in that retrospect. So, kudos to them.
Honestly, I haven't
played the game
yet.
either.
I mean, I never
I've
tried
watched
it
like a
because
couple
I'm
of them to the point where I think I'm
chicken
okay.
shit. I'm just scared.
Yeah,
as fuck.
it's like it does jump scares, but after that, it's actually stressful because like you die in like essentially one hit.
Yeah, you pretty much
But
do. Like, it's not when an animatronic hits you,
Yeah,
you're pretty much done.
It's only scary for a bit, and then after that, it's like, oh my god, where is he?
It's just
more
for your
stressful.
work or something.
No, remember the first game when they hit you with a jump scare? It plays like a blasted out audio clip,
Yeah.
diba? And like that really gets you. Now it's actually not much of that anymore, and more like visual. So it's better handled jump scares in some games.
Mm-hmm. And
And like there's usually tells now, so you know when it's gonna happen.
Also, like visual clues whenever the
like,
animatronics are closing in.
In the new game, you're looking through the cameras, right? And say an old animatronic appears on the camera. So when you see that, when you bring your camera down, the hallucination will jump at you in your face, and then will disable one of the systems. So after maybe like 2 or 3 of that, you get how it works.
how much is $260?
Yeah,
How much is 260 pesos in dollars?
I think
How
$5.
much?
5, yeah. So Five Nights at Freddy is $5, not 8. I mean, because like if you go to the Steam store right now, it's 260 pesos. Like it's full price, 260 pesos to buy. I highly suggest you play the first one, I guess, if ever. Like, don't jump on the third one, like to get the real essence on why I got super famous. Because I love the concept.
It gets really hard.
Yeah, I guess
Like after the
it's a
second
really
game.
awesome concept.
So many systems.
So that's out, and like I didn't even put a release date. They just released it.
Yeah, it just came out. Like that guy who made it, Scott,
surprise.
what's his name? He just like, oh,
Yep, it's done. Like even like the media went, oh, really? Okay.
Actually, they did. What's this? They did sort of an April Fool joke, like releasing the game very early, but at the same time, it's not the actual game. It's like a flash game or what's this? A runner type game.
Okay.
So it's a bit of an in joke.
An infinite runner game for
Yeah, something like that.
That's horrible. That's a horrible joke. They don't do
do
that.
that.
It's horrible. That's
That's
not
not
cool at
cool.
all, man. Anyway, moving on. Elite Dangerous. How do I describe Elite Dangerous? Will?
it's a space
It's
Dangerous.
space porn. Space
sandbox,
ship porn.
space
The land-
sandbox,
Spaceship porn.
space
Or
sandbox.
Space Sandbox, yeah. That's actually more accurate. That's going to Xbox One. They announced that recently. And I think the big thing on why it's really interesting is because it might, like, the best way I can describe it is like it could be available on PC, Mac, Xbox One, and they will share the same overarching narrative and Galaxy State. So I guess it'll be crossplay.
Wow.
And
Meaning It's an Xbox One and PC servers sharing the same
Possibly,
space.
possibly we have to double check on that. But Elite Dangerous is definitely coming to Xbox One, and I don't think Xbox One has many like MMOs or like those kinds of games. So like Xbox One's now
No, not
joining
yet.
that kind of genre. And we're gonna talk more about Xbox One because they in GDC they hit heavy. Actually, you know what? Let's join that right now actually, because it's a perfect way to segue them announcing Elite Dangerous, and then they talked heavily about Xbox One and Windows 10 having crossplay with a lot of games, like the connection between these two systems, these two softwares rather, and that's finally happening. Like that's the one question I've always asked when it comes to Xbox and Windows. They're both the same company, like Microsoft, PC games.
What you guys doing there, Microsoft?
Yeah, I mean, why not, right? It's like, why don't you put it all together? Now I think they're going at that direction, because when PS4 and PC are like up crossplay, whatever, they're announcing it. I guess Xbox One's like up, we kind of have to do that as well. And now we're hearing that a lot now in GDC with Windows 10. And Windows 10, what happened to Windows 9?
It's gonna be
I
free
don't
for
know.
Windows 8 users now. That's what I heard.
It's an upgrade to a free upgrade.
Basically
to Windows.
Is it?
8.5. That's what I heard.
God damn it.
What
What happened to Windows 9?
And I
I
heard
think
that.
if you
the-
own
the-
Windows 7, 8, it's a free upgrade, right?
And I heard that the Windows 10 thing was more of a marketing thing. Now it's easier to, I don't know, get out there.
Yeah.
Like the Xbox One, but it's the one true blah blah console.
I guess marketing wise. Yeah.
It's still hella
easier.
stupid.
But they're also, because like when you play like Windows 10 games or Xbox One games, you know how Xbox One has like a games for gold, like they have to play games for gold, Xbox Live like gold membership, and that's how you play online. With this cross-platform, like playing games with Windows 10, playing games with Xbox One, they were wondering if, wait, do I have to play? Do I have to also buy or purchase Xbox Gold for Windows 10? I mean, that's apparently that's not the case, because apparently like games in Windows, I think they had something similar apparently. If you want to play online with games with
Well, games for Windows was terrible. Like that was one of the worst attempts at Windows gaming ever in recent memory.
yeah, but shit, I don't think I explored Windows games with Windows, because at the time, I will have to admit I was kind of like very pirated heavy during that time, like with my PC games. Like
Aren't we all?
aren't we all? Yes, but so I didn't really quite explore it, but I did explore it. I think with Warhammer, what's that game? Not 40K, like the Dawn at War Warhammer. Yeah,
Dawn of
when it
War.
was like Windows or something, but the game, what's that? Fable Legends. That's also going to be crossplay.
Yeah,
It's also free to play apparently as well. So they're talking a lot about free to play now. I mean, free to play crossplay. Sorry, across Xbox One players and Windows 10 players. And again, I'm really happy that they're finally doing this. Like they're giving a lot of emphasis on that one. And well, we'll see from there. Next up, let us talk about. Oh, actually, let's mention an online game very quickly, because I think this is actually pretty interesting. World of Warcraft is actually has now a payment method for without subscription anymore. Like you can actually, if you want to get game time, you can buy it off the auction house in a sense. They found a way to do that, and it's something similar to EVE Online.
Oh, I see. So you're
Power
using
Stone?
in-game currency.
Yeah, they're calling it WoW tokens.
Pay for your.
Wow.
And essentially, I think those WoW tokens give you 30 days of game time, and you can buy that through the auction house. I think with real money or with gold. and you can if you get a WoW token, you can sell it off the auction house in a sense. So like they're gonna use the auction house, or they're gonna integrate it in the in-game system to a point where you can, if you have enough gold, if you spend enough time in that game, you can actually keep playing. And that's not a bad idea, but that'll give WoW 10 extra years in it. Like they'll maintain the number of players playing that game. I want to do a quick mention on that because I think it's finally happening, which is really good for them. Another quick one right now, a news bit. Does anybody remember Mad Max? No, the game that was supposed to come out like this year.
The game that has no gameplay.
Yeah, there's no gameplay of it, but we know what Mad Max is all about, like car carnage, right? There's not gonna be. They canned the PS3 and the Xbox 360 version, so you guys will have to, if you guys were planning to get it in the PS3 or the Xbox 360, you'll have to go to either PC, PS4, or Xbox One.
I didn't even know there was a previous.
I didn't know either,
but I thought that it was.
But this
just
is
next
actually
gen.
showing that this year is really about there's will be really less in terms of like the PS3 games and Xbox 360 games coming out this year. Like a small amount, and it's really more about PS4, Xbox One. Another interesting note is when they mentioned this, they reiterated that this game will be available for PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Steam OS on September 1. I mean, like, I think that's gonna be where's Wii U?
It's dead.
Who cares?
Nobody owns that thing.
That's
Smash
interesting though,
Brothers
because now
owns
Steam
that.
OS is like that's another thing we have to mention. Steam OS has finally resurfaced, has arrived, and for one, they finally gave a. Have you guys seen the final product of the Steam controller?
It looks
yeah.
mostly the same.
It looks okay.
No, it doesn't. It has a
It has
joystick.
those touchy panel things, but then
The
game nipple feel.
The nipple feelers, but with one with
Yeah,
a
the
cross.
nipple
I don't know what the
feelers.
cross is all about though.
What I don't like about the
kinda
design
don't.
is the buttons feel smaller than what I expect, and instead of mapping it on what we usually see in controllers, it goes on the right analog area where we usually see.
I
So I don't know. I don't think it's. I think you need to get used
am
to
I
it
the only one
first
that's excited
when
for
you're
this?
going-
Really, like, because
It's basically a PC for the couch. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
So,
mouse.
for someone-
yeah, because I
for your
would
thumb.
love to play Civ 5 on the couch.
Sure, but like, how well will it work?
No, that's
Diba? Like-
that's true. That's very true. But at least I just like the concept that that's what they're trying to give us, like that ability to play strategy games in that sense, in the couch.
No, here's the thing then. If the controller is gonna work super well, like, how much is it gonna
$50.
cost?
Yeah.
There you
Which
go.
is
You
about
already
the same
have-
price.
They're pricing it at $50.
No, but that's
It's
the same
cheaper than a
price as-
PS4 controller.
Is it?
It's about
Well,
yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna price it here.
About the same price as a third-party controller for.
Hopefully
the
It's
same
slated
price.
for
Alright.
they're
Low
they're they're gonna SRP it at $49.99, and it's set to release in November, alongside the Steam machines. Okay. I don't know how they're gonna price it here in the Philippines. Maybe it's gonna be like somewhat the same for PS4, but
100% markup.
but for sure though,
No, I don't.
like I was planning to buy an Xbox One controller for my PC gaming and all that because the Xbox One feels good. But I will literally, when November hits, I will, I guess, take a chance because this seems very interesting. Like just the thought of like being able to play like strategy games or games that are supposed to be for mouse and keyboard. I want to see if it really works. And people say it works, so I'm kind of on board with this. And it looks nice. It looks
Yeah, it looks
pretty.
nice. I'm just skeptical on like the build quality or how responsive it is because remember when the Wii was supposed to be the evolution of technology in gaming, and you figured out how it works. IR. Old ass technology.
But there, like, aside from like the controller being released on November, like I said, yeah, Steam machines are also going to be coming out at that time as well. For those who are actually interested in buying these Steam machines, it's going to be priced from either $460 to $5,000. So, like, if you guys don't know the Steam machines, these are like built-in consoles, which is integrated with the Steam OS for Valve. And it's being made by different manufacturers or different companies. Like I think Alienware is on it, or whatever, other companies are on it. So that's why there's a range from $460 and $5,000.
So like $5,000.
So
you want this shit that lights up your room, or you want this tiny ass box that only plays Angry Birds?
Ooh, yeah.
Aside from that, they Valve, or rather, they also announced in GDC a thing called Steam Link, which will be out also in November. And what the Steam Link does, it pretty much gives you in-home streaming. So if you have a gaming PC and a fast home network, you can Steam Link maybe on the right choice. Like it can, like in any PC, you can stream, I guess, your Steam machine or whatever, or any of your PC. That's gonna be priced at $50 as well. So they're asking you for a lot of money to set up your living room, apparently. And then, the Steam Link, if ever you want to go from one point to the next, this still goes, the same old fluff. It'll support 1080p resolution, 60 FPS, and all that.
No 4K?
Yep, no 4K. Well,
isn't the 4K...
Is 4K really a new thing? Has anybody actually seen the 4K? I mean, like, up close.
4K
I don't have 4K
I think technology has to catch up to 4K. Because, like, you can't run anything on 4K at 60 FPS right now.
But then it's 4K.
Yeah, but really, it's not playable.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's me being elitist. You can play it at 30 FPS, I guess, but...
29.97 FPS.
No, well, with the Steam Link, I was wondering how fast, how quick it could be, because like you can connect it to your TV or your home network, and then you can use your Steam library on any on if it's in the same network on anywhere in your house. So if that's something you need or something you want in your in your living room, then fine, it's $50.
If you have a PC in your bathroom,
Why not, right?
You can Call of Duty while you duty.
Well, you duty. So that's the big announcement for in GDC for Valve. Aside from their VR headset, which we announced, I think, or rather we mentioned last week, which is what's it called then? Revive. Revive. Which is a it's a virtual it's a VR headset that's
Go buy a beta.
It's a mixture. It's a partnership with not Steam, rather Valve and.
Here we go.
We're getting to that point of the podcast. I know. We're going to the VR moment. I mean, I think it's just amazing. I mean, can you do it again, please? Do it. Okay, fine. Yeah, the VR headset partnership.
There's a countdown. Let's give it a countdown.
Okay, stop.
Please don't copyright.
Yeah, rather Valve and HTC is making the VR headset for Valve. So it's going to be a mixture with, it's going to be, I guess, combined with the Steam machines or stuff like that.
And that would imply that there's going to be some mobile thing with it, because HTC primarily makes cell phones, like smartphones, Android phones.
I remember
HTC.
I remember Jeff Gersman from the Giant Bomb saying, "Oh, you remember HTC, the one-stop place to get your video game consoles?"
No. No, we don't. What you talking about?
Exactly.
Jesus.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. VR, virtual reality. Who would have thunk that'll be like the big talk in G? Not only a big talk, but there's a lot of talk.
Yo, there's 3 of them, right? There's the Steam one, the Sony one, and the Oculus Rift. It really is VR troopers.
Oh,
Yeah, because Sony's Project Morpheus, which is their VR headset, they also showed up in GDC. Of course, Valve showed up with their VR headset. And of course, the original, well, not really original, but the first one,
Facebook owns
the Oculus Rift was also there. There's so many VR, there's virtual realities, the shit now, apparently. Let's go to Sony, because they showed the latest version of Project Morpheus, and it looks like a cyborg helmet, to be honest. You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen the new one
It
yet.
looks like a cyborg helmet. I mean, it looks like a cyborg helmet. That's the best way to describe it. They announced the specs for this new headset, this new version of the headset. They're gonna have a 5-inch or OL, is that OLED display? Yeah,
OLED display inside.
with a 5.7 inch
1080
1920 by RGB. Anyway, 1080p resolution OLED display.
That's a lot of LED lights.
120 FPS output. Supposed to be more accurate. I mean, I don't know what that means really yet.
It's gonna cost like a motherfucker.
It's gonna cost like a motherfucker.
That's for sure.
And I don't know, man. Like, it looks okay. It looks. I'm sure it works just as good as any other VR headset. And I still don't know the implications of VR yet. I mean, as we talk about this, and then we'll be talking more about it.
I don't either, because I still can't picture like every household having a VR headset in the living room. I have a hard time imagining that.
Probably.
I don't know about the rest of you.
Yeah, because I'm sure like they're gonna be, once they've they've gave more information about Project Morpheus, and then they're gonna be tying it up with PS4, their PlayStation Eye or whatever, and it's like it could be integrated to their system, and then it could be a new gimmick peripheral. I don't know. It's gonna be another Kinect. I don't know. I think we talked about this, right? It's gonna be another Kinect, like motion controls failure or something.
Scenario where like it's out, buy it now.
Yeah, but the fact that we have Facebook on it, Sony is definitely making their own. Valve, they hardly push for new things. Like they're also doing their own VR. Like they obviously, these three big companies, they know that VR is the thing in the future.
It's gonna be weird because
What? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna rant
I was
later.
actually happy that Valve got HTC to help them make their own VR headset. At least it's someone who is well experienced in this kind of hardware.
They make decent hardware.
Yeah, that's like
No, that's the one thing that Valve is. They're not a hardware person. They're actually more of a software kind of company. And what they've done is they wanted to make they want to put their software into home consoles. So rather they announced Steam machines, and what they do, they didn't make their own hardware. They made other companies make their hardware. That's their thing. They make it, and they price it their own way.
Yeah.
Another way, for a headset VR, we want it. So let's pair up to someone who actually knows hardware. So they go to HTC.
Then Gabe probably had like a HTC cell phone, and what
What
about
about
these
these
guys?
guys? Yeah, they seem okay. Let's do that. Apple's are pretty much expensive, so let's not talk about them. So, yeah.
No, there's a thing that the weird thing about this is VR isn't even out yet, and there are already 3 companies duking it out.
Yep.
Or the top
So
of
are there gonna be headset unique features or content? Since for sure they're not gonna run on the same OS or whatever, diba? So is that gonna be a huge divide already for the consumer?
I also want to know the price.
And
Whoever, it's gonna be interesting in who priced their VR headset first, because they're not talking about price yet. You know what I mean?
maybe they're all waiting.
Yeah,
for each
how
other.
much do you think
first
it will cost to have your own VR headset? Because I think
wasn't Wasn't the Oculus Rift dev kit like
No, it's a dev kit.
$400?
Like it's a no, but you can't price it at $400 or for a regular consumer. That's a bit too much. That's like buying a PS4. It can't be like that. Like
A PS4 you wear on your
what
face.
$200 would be more significant for. I mean, more
P-Face 4.
easier to swallow, I guess, or something. Like, it'll be interesting how they price it in the end, and then how the other two companies would follow suit, or how they'd compete against that. Because this is new tech that we don't even know the full extent of how people would receive it, or how developers would receive it. Like, we're seeing interesting games on it, but as a regular basis for the games, that's the big question. And we've tried the Oculus Rift, and it definitely works.
Works,
But
yeah, but
it doesn't make us want one.
like the idea is kind of cool, but it doesn't make me like, oh, I gotta get one, right? Like, I need to see what this. It's like the Ouya. It sounds cool on paper, but
Then when it actually came out, nobody bought it.
nobody.
Is it still
bought
alive?
It.
Is Ouya still
No one
alive?
paid
That's a big
shit for it.
hullabaloo. Is it? Where's Ouya?
They released a white one
Oh,
like a
wow.
few months back.
Cool.
Actually, I don't know if the Ouya's still around. Let's see.
But there's like 3 VR headsets coming our way, and if you guys really want VR, it's coming.
Watch VR Troopers instead.
It's
Coming.
coming. Moving on. Another big thing here that came out from GDC was the release or the announcement from 3 big companies with game engines.
Oh yeah. I remember
Yeah,
that
a
one.
lot of them just came out.
They came out of the
at the
closet,
same
really. They really
time.
came out of the closet. Unity 5,
I think
Out of
Unreal.
the free
yeah,
closet.
Unity 5, Unreal 4, Source Engine 2, they're all stating it's now free for everybody. Stating.
I think
The
Epic
first
announced
one was
first.
Unreal 5. Yeah.
4.
Then when Unity
4 for the Unreal
heard
4.
that, oh shit, they're releasing Unreal Engine for free. We gotta do something.
I didn't even know Unity 5 was a thing.
I didn't know either.
Yeah. Well, I got to the point where I know Unity 4, but afterwards it didn't.
But Unity 5 looks
Yeah.
amazing, though. I mean, like, if you see it, like it actually looks
Yeah, yeah.
pretty neat. Unreal Engine 4, well, we know how pretty that is.
It's gorgeous, but nobody really.
But
is
Source
using it.
Engine 2, I didn't know there. I think there were rumors that they were working.
That came out of
Yeah, I think they were
nowhere, yeah.
rumored.
Half-Life 3 confirmed. 3 game engines came out. It's 3
not
VR
gonna happen.
headsets. I don't know.
No, Valve
But
did
what
say
else would
though
they
that
make
Valve did
use
say though
of
Half-Life 3
for?
VR with VR. We're not saying no. I mean, what?
Because like Half-Life 1 was Source Engine 1,
Yeah.
remember? So what else would be the reason for Source Engine 2?
Half-Life 2.
We're never gonna
Half-Life
see,
2
never gonna see
definition,
Half-Life
definitive edition.
Half-Life 1 Episode 2.
Half-Life
3.
2 point. Anyway. Game engines, like the really updated ones, really more famous ones, they're going free, but not free in. Some are not free in a sense. Like they're saying it.
There's like
There's a royalty thing. Like I think in Unreal Engine 4,
You get like 5% once you
release when you
reach a
hit a
certain
certain
amount.
point or you release the game. Epic Games get like a 5% royalty thing. You know what I mean? So they get something
yeah.
instead of.
But like, if you're just digging around with the engine, you can
You can dig
do
around.
whatever you want. But if you release your game, then you have to
Yeah, you have to factor in those.
Which is, I think, the same as what Unity 4 does.
No, Unity. Oh yeah, okay, that's true. Unity 5.
Yeah, if you release your game, then they get like royalty.
Yeah, but
How much percent do they get?
I'm not sure about Unity 4.
5.
I think it's higher
Is it
than
4 or
5%.
5?
I think it's like I heard 7, but that might be too
Yeah.
much.
So they were saying though that for those who already subscribed for Unreal Engine 4, you get some refunds for it. Like if you guys got the you subscribe to use this engine, you'll get refunds, and I think you'll get also a $30 credit for the marketplace if you want to, for anyone who was ever paid for a subscription. So you'll get something out of it as this engine goes free. And What do you think about them going about like the big company or the big engines going free in general? Is this something good, or is Creed another influx of crap loads of crap games?
There'll be a crap load of shit, but I
It
guess
increases the chance of more good games.
it's a shotgun approach, you know, like you're going for somewhere in this massive crap that you're gonna get will be one
There's
or two
going to be
good ones.
a shining turd.
Yep. That's the idea.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and how many games can you name that are using Unreal 4 aside from like the Street Fighter and Tekken 7? Nothing has really come out, but not even the 8 games actually have come out.
Yep.
So I just think of it as a good thing that these all suddenly
No,
just
but-
went free.
Going back to Unity 5 though, they say it's free, right? Unreal Engine 4, they say that you can dick around and you get royalty, like they get a percent of your for royalties, right? In Unity in Unity 5, you can dick around with the tools. If you like this, but if you want more out of it, there's gonna be like a professional license for like or a
freemium
monthly
or something.
subscription. Kind of weird how they're using the free. Source Engine 2, it's free, but it's only exclusive to Steam. That's the only
But
that's the
without
only
royalties.
drawback. Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's good. Then,
Steam is awesome. You
yeah.
get to rub Gabe's nipples with your controller.
all in VR. It's pretty awesome.
Yep.
Revive the nipples. In
While
the
holding
future.
Big Boss's arm.
That's pretty, I don't know, creepy or something. But yeah, VR is the future.
Yeah, VR is the
for
future
now.
of that. And I don't know. It's just funny though that Source. I still want to. It's weird that I'm going back to Source Engine 2 because they announced Source Engine 2, but they don't show a single game on Source Engine 2. They just announce it and then they go away. They just. But there, GDC, it ended up with a crap load of VR and a crap load of game engines, somewhat going free, or announced it, and as well as the cross crap platform with Windows 10, Xbox One, and with PAX East, it's still currently ongoing, but it's mostly just
It's the same thing.
yeah. There's not much. I think they're showing just the latest game. I have to double check because it's currently ongoing right now, and I think we'll talk about PAX East next week if there's anything that comes out from it. We will see. Oh, okay. There's one more that I actually want to mention because I think Microsoft is really heavy on GDC because how PlayStation. I guess Nintendo also is really supporting the indie scene. They're actually also saying that they're strengthening their indie side by announcing Wasteland 2 coming to Xbox One, and as well as Shovel Knight coming to Xbox One. And
Yeah, Shovel Knight with the
they announced it's with Battletoads.
Oh, wow.
Like they're hinting. Like people are saying, are you hinting that Microsoft will have a new Battletoads? Like I doubt it. But is that really
That's way more interesting than having Kratos.
was Kratos actually announced though?
Shovel Knight.
Yeah, he was for the PlayStation version.
Okay. But during GDC, they announced a crap load of indies. Like there's a full list. I don't want to go through the whole thing, but Wasteland 2 was there and everything, and Shovel Knight was the most notable names are Shovel Knight and Wasteland 2. And it's good. It's finally good to hear Xbox One talk. Finally, to be honest.
None of us have that console.
Yeah, but it's still pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's still pretty interesting though. You don't have the Wii U, but you still have a crap load of peripherals.
I have a bunch of
you have
amiibos.
a bunch of amiibos.
Will has one of them. Thanks, man.
Capitan Fault.
Yes.
Yep, that's it. That's it for episode 73. That's it for GDC. That's it for Will's adventure in Europe.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks. This is our first time doing a foursome, I guess. in a way.
Oh god, was it good for you guys?
It was hard, but manageable, I guess. It wasn't that
Manageable.
confusing, and then like who was like there was no overlapping. There's no one on top of. Oh crap! Shit! My
boy.
coins fell. Crap. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. This is episode 73. Like I said, we have a new episode every week, every Tuesday rather, about video games, everything about video games. You can check out our previous episodes at www.toomuchgaming.com. That's 2 with a number 2. We have an archives full of all our episodes from the start. You can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Too Much Gaming. You can like, follow us. For any updates on news or if we have a new episode up for the TMG Podcast, you can check out on our videos in YouTube, TMG Blog. We have a video, I think, every day at this point still. Migs, I think you're doing like what? You think you're finishing up your DuckTales? He's down. Okay.
I think he fell asleep, I guess.
No, I don't know.
Did he just leave?
I guess so. I think he got disconnected.
I think he just got. What?
there.
I see him in the chat. No, he just can't talk. Okay, but anyway, he does videos. He does videos, and yeah, we also have our fourth guy, Migs. We can't hear him, but apparently he'll play the Metal Gear Solid music, which is very, very awkward.
Yeah,
I can't. I can hear that, Migs. You're chatting right now, and yeah.
What, you're gonna just talk like Ocelot?
I don't know.
Yes. We can
Migs.
Hello?
Hi.
There we go.
Yeah. I don't
Fucking
know. I'm
what
plugging.
happened?
I'm closing the episode already, and then you just.
My mic went nuts. DuckTales!
Good.
Running out of Let's Plays, so I don't know what's gonna happen after that.
Cool.
I'm working
Yeah.
on it.
Migs, thanks for joining in again. From Noobs and Cubes. Noobs and Cubes.
The nubs and
Noobs
tubs.
in Cubes. That's currently what you're doing a CS:GO series on Sundays.
Yeah, as of today.
Yeah, which is today. You
Sunday,
released one, I
just
remember.
released second episode.
Oh, you're going for a third?
So you can catch. Yeah, we have a third one next week. So next Sunday.
Which means you didn't win.
And yeah, we always win. This time around.
Oh, you're winning now. Okay.
Yeah,
They
we're
win
winning
in spirit.
in spirit. Yeah. But right now, no, we're not winning right now. We're very, very terrible. So yeah, you can catch up all of our stuff in youtube.com/noobsandcubes, which is spelled NUBS, which is nubs and cubes. And yeah, we also have a Facebook page where you can
Which is
catch
also
up
Nubs
with
and
us
Cubes.
on some. Yeah, nubs and cubes.
I have a big question though. Why is it Nubs and Cubes?
It's actually new.
Noobs is too generic, I guess. Or
Yeah, I
somebody
guess.
else.
No, it's I need to explain it again. Ano nga ba yun?
Nubs and tubs.
Well, anyway, you can explain. You can
Maybe
explain it again
some
next
other
episode because, like, I don't know. If you can join us next week, it'd be pretty awesome. Because I think the 4-player bit for this podcast can work.
Yeah.
Because we have Will back from the
I'm back,
continents,
yes.
from the European continents, and yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening in, and
Oh boy.
bye.